welcome to another video episode. Your squirrel girl Ina is here, the founder of Good Cravings, and today we have another day in our production facility. Today is Wednesday, July 17th. By the time I will upload this vlog, it's gonna be Tuesday, July 22nd. So for today, we have the first thing we're gonna do is to ship our online orders that we received in the last 2 days. That's what we like to do the first, to kind of get it out of the way. For that, we're actually gonna package fresh protein bars because that's what mostly people ordered. Peanut butter, walnut brownie, coffee caramel protein bars. We just mixed them yesterday. We're gonna package them today and ship that. So I will make a quick trip to the post office. Then the next on agenda is to mix another fresh batch of protein bars because it looks like we can never keep them in stock. They always sell out. So we're gonna mix another batch of all of those 3 flavors, plus our best seller in the snack section, the raw chocolate. So that's what we have today. But in this vlog, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about big retailers and to answer that burning question that many of you have. I notice when I interact with you in person at the live markets, very common question is, where are you guys selling your product? What stores are you selling your product at? Or maybe you have an advice, well, Ina, I think you should take your product to this store, to that store. So today I want to cover that question, and I want to answer why we don't sell to a lot of big stores yet. And I want to emphasize yet because I honestly grow this company based on a lot of things I'm learning along the way. And even though as a small food startup, we all have that vision and desire to be a national brand and to see our product on the shelf of big stores. On the other hand, I understand that it doesn't need to be necessarily a vision for everybody, and everybody can have their niche and their own success story in a lot of different ways. I put a few notes down, and I want to tell you 3 most important and major reasons why you can find our products at a lot of big stores yet. So let's get right into it. So reason number 1, and it's actually pretty simple, it's really hard to get your product on the shelf of a reputable store. Just because someone has a product idea or just an idea to start with, it doesn't mean that, let's say you have the best recipe for pancakes or salsa, or your grandma recipe for, I don't know, biscuits, and you think is the best product ever and nothing like this is on the market yet, and you think that this is going to be the great next product. Having product itself is just not enough to get on the shelf of a store. We really value our long-term smaller vendor partnerships, the juice bars, the coffee shops, the chiropractic clinics, the independently owned health food stores. That what really got us started, and that what really helped us to evaluate the market and really test our product to see if it's really that good and how we can perfect it, how people react to it. Do people buy it just in general? And that's how I'm gonna go into the second reason why we are in no hurry to sell to a lot of big stores. But let's fulfill those online orders first. Let's make a trip to the post office, and I'll come back to the second point. So let's say you've got that big store interested in your product. So now they want you in all of their locations, and of course stores to store is different, but if we're talking about big retailers, that means they have lots of locations. And the question is how you're gonna fulfill that order, the initial big order, how you're gonna sustain the future order. So if it's on you, like we do our own product, that means you're gonna have to be in charge of your own equipment, your labor force, your ingredients. And if you don't do that, that means you have to find a third party who is gonna do the product for you, a co-packer. That means you have to pay them for making the product. You have to find a good third party who is gonna make your product just like you do and with the same quality and consistency. If we're talking about our case, as you know, from the get-go, we decided we're gonna do our product ourselves. And I think that what makes it so unique and different, and the protein bars are always so soft and not chalky. That's because we're doing it ourselves. It's not handled through a third party who's gonna use the cookie cutter recipe and just gonna put our label on it, and then the bar is gonna taste just like anything else on the market, gonna have exactly the same texture, maybe slightly different ingredients. No, we decided to be different. In many cases, bigger does not mean better. Another reason, if you're selling to a big store, if tomorrow we want to go to a big store, we wanted product to be purchased at a much cheaper cost, and then you have to figure out how you can meet that cost without going out of business by still staying profitable and still keeping the quality, which in most cases gets compromised. Usually brands have to cut the size of their product, they start buying cheaper ingredients, or they start, recruiting those co-packers who really don't do the same product. And maybe you noticed when it comes especially to the bars, because I'm kind of a nerd in the bar industry, I'm watching what other brands do. You buy a big package, you open the product, there's like half of the bar in a package. And perhaps because they started with the bar that big, but because they started to mass produce, they had to reduce the size of the bar so it can be cheaper now, but the packaging, the initial packaging stayed the same. And so when you open, it's like half empty. So I'm not eager to compromise the quality of the bar because it's the only thing that makes us stand out in the crowd, no matter how small we are. I feel like chasing the big dog is gonna take its toll on the bar. Unless we reach some compromise with the store where they understand our price policy and they understand how we make our product and they understand the shelf life and all of that. But that really takes a particular relationship to be developed, okay? And we're also very honest with ourselves where we are as a company. No matter how much we want to shoot to the stars, we have to be realistic, and we have to also think about what matters first, which is our customers. Because if we're gonna just focus on stores and forget about the customer and their satisfaction, I don't really believe that's gonna take us anywhere. It might be glorious for the short period of time, but when that glory is over and when nobody wants your product anymore because it's just like any other mediocre bar in the market, that's where it's gonna all decline. And for me, if it takes another 10, 15 years of hard work and slow growth to get this brand to where I want it to be, well, be it. I am in no hurry. Okay, we've been chatting away here, so it's now time to go and help mom with protein bars and the raw chocolate. So let's get some work done and let's be back for my third point. All right, here we're mixing our walnut brownie, and I'm just gonna show you. So everything looks pretty dry right now. There's protein powder in the mix. We have raw walnuts and already raw and roasted cacao incorporated in the mix. And I think we also added the almond butter already. You cannot tell that it's there, but it's there. And it stays kind of dry, and it takes some time to really mix it well until it's gonna start getting moist and pliable. So the last point, which is kind of a natural conclusion from the first 2 points is really the quality and the freshness of the product. As you know, we don't use any preservatives, we don't use salt or sodium to prolong the shelf life of our product. It's literally just nuts and fruits in the snack bars with an added protein in the protein bars. Look up any bar on the market, those sold in the stores, look up the sodium amount. You're gonna see maybe it said no preservatives, maybe it said on all natural, but the sodium level would be quite high. Sometimes 200-300 milligrams in a bar. And look up our snack bar. We have 0 sodium in the bar, except of the pumpkin pie that has a little bit of pink Himalayan salt, and it's still like very insignificant amount, maybe like 40 milligrams. And then our protein bars have a little bit of naturally occurring sodium in the protein powder, so they would have like 40 milligrams, which is nothing comparing to most of the bars in the market. Why it's important? Well, maybe not for everybody, but for those people who have high blood pressure or diabetes, they're in a low sodium diet, so they do appreciate the fact that we don't add that to our products. I would say 99% of the products that you buy in a big retailer, they go to distribution warehouse. And they can stay there for a long time, because in order for it to get from the warehouse into the store, whatever the store has, they have to move that stock first before they can grab the next batch from the warehouse. And how long that would take, nobody knows. It depends on the product and how popular it is and the season and the patterns of how people buy things. So for us, it's a crucial problem because, as you know, the bars are the best when they're made fresh. I always emphasize that when I talk to you at our markets or on our social media. They're really the best when they're fresh. And freshness is the #1 guarantee that we can offer for you right now. So that's my 3 points. And I want to thank you again for sticking around. I want to thank those who has been with us since the beginning, since the time where we had no professional packaging, just a sticker on a label, where you guys saw me at very little farmers market. It's really impressive to see how far we have come with our humble beginnings, and I always feel like we're just starting out, and I'm always excited to see what the next day can bring for us and for you guys. You're truly a part of our success, and I hope we're gonna keep this relationship strong and stronger and only growing forward together. Thank you so much again. I will see you next time. Mwah.